Welcome back to Content is Profit. FONZI, we are back.
We're back.
We are back officially, and we have a new set. What's up? What's up with that?
We have a new set. We have news. We have a new something that we're about to announce in this episode, so you better stay tuned in because we're going to share some trade secrets from the podcasting world, especially B2B.
We've got some
Hey,
fresh new
I'm
young
Luis.
talent
And
doing some
I'm
things that I
Luis.
know you haven't
And you're
heard
listening to the
before.
Content is Profit podcast. I know, it's like the hidden superpower of podcasting that no one talks about, in a sense. But first of all, we want to say thank you for your patience. Thank you for waiting on these episodes. I know that a couple of days back, we released an episode with Kitty Sisters. Amazing. We've been working on that episode to get them on the show for quite a while. So we're like, we need to put this out there. And of course, they have an incredible opportunity for everybody. But we are back today. We spent like 40 minutes reorganizing the episodes that are about to come out and what we have to record. So I think we have the next...
Well, you spent 40 minutes.
I know. I say we, team. But yes, I spent.
Thank you
for the credit, Fonz.
Hey, yeah, of course. Credit, I got to give credit where credit's due.
Also, we have to, I had to do that because tonight we're going to go watch The Flash. So just saying.
Who said that? I have a soccer game tonight.
You have a soccer game tonight?
Yeah, season starts tonight.
Dude, oh man.
At 8:30.
I think you can skip it to go watch a movie with
I'm
me,
excited to go. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I could potentially do that because I have a game tomorrow as well and Friday.
Do it.
But we'll see. We'll think about
Do
it.
it.
But let's dive into what we came to share.
Yes, that's right. It's so exciting. The reason we've been quiet-ish for quite a while. What was it? Like maybe 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks to a month.
To a month almost. Like in a couple of days, it's going to be a month. So
story time first.
The what?
Story time.
Story time.
So the announcement is amazing, but for context, we got to add the story.
Yes, that's right. So about 2.5 years ago, we met this guy named Gary. And Gary.
Or her clients call him Gerald.
Gerald. Yes, the famous Gerald. Shout out to Susie. But anyways, that's back in the day where we had the studio in an office space, right? And if you go way back to the episodes and you watch
the studio, a.k.a. being a corner of the office.
A corner of the office, this round table with like superhero, like...
Where the magic started.
Where the magic started, that's right. And this guy moves next door, like probably 2 doors down, right? And he works in the radio industry, and he rents his space. And all of a sudden, he's very passionate about podcasting.
Yep.
And he built a little studio, right? In this like 10 by 10 room, right? I think it was like a couple tables. And
no, I think he only had one big table, microphones around the table. And he had like these cameras in the corner of the room that looked like security cameras. It was it was kind of sketchy looking, but turns out... He had, a lot of experience in the radio industry, right? 40 years of experience. So he is a magician with audio. He was doing great things. And he actually, we saw when we were there, he started getting a lot of traffic inside of the studio.
People coming in. We met a couple of his clients. Actually, our first guest episode is not Pablo. No. It was these 2 girls and Tom, I think it was. He owns like a dancing and also is part of a band in Jacksonville. That was the first in person.
But did we ever release that episode?
I think we did. So I think
search I'm gonna
is
have
like
to go back,
episode either 18 or 19. If we have the footage, I might scooch it in here. But it's
interesting.
I
don't remember.
They were Gary's clients. But anyways, fast forward, right? He's building this studio. People are coming in and out, right? We bring him onto the show. We go onto his show as well.
Yeah, we build a cool friendship.
Cool relationship, right? And we've kind of collaborated on a couple projects here and there. And then obviously we move out of the office space. We go to the home studio. That's where we recorded the next 300 plus episodes.
And that's when also he moved out of that office space that he had, and he moved pretty much across the street to a new building. A bigger space,
yes.
Kind of like a lobby with 2 different rooms, and he set up 2 studios, right? Meaning he was growing. He started adding a little bit better than what he had video capabilities. Yeah. Audio still was a great solution. Obviously, he's like an audio wizard. Yes. And around that time, he also launched a 5-minute podcast talking about podcasting news, in a sense, which is why we invited him back to the show and kind of like reestablish that relationship. And after that, we stayed in communication, we message here back and forth. And then all of a sudden, my brother got a phone call.
I got a phone call, guys, about a month ago, right? This is not planned at all. It was just a good relationship. And I remember being in the coffee shop, working on a project, like head down, and I received this phone call. And normally,
actually, you weren't on the coffee shop, because I was on the coffee shop when I received your call.
I was in Starbucks.
Wrong coffee shop. What were you doing at that one? Well, that's a competition to the coffee shop we always go to.
I know, but we know everybody in that coffee shop. So, for me to work, I have to go to a different place. And that's what happens, when you're the popular blogger.
All right, tangent alert.
So anyways, normally when Gary called me, right, if I'm in the middle of something, I would just send them a quick text, be like, hey, I'll call you back. And for some reason, I just picked up right off. And he's like, dude, thank you so much for picking up. I was kind of hoping to talk to you right now. And I was like, whoa, what's happening? And basically what he shared is that he got a really good opportunity up north. We cannot say what just yet, because he hasn't really announced it. And that he was looking to have a conversation with us to potentially come and take over the podcast studio he's built over the last 3 years.
Not just come and take over. He wanted to sell the podcast studio.
That was a part 2.
And he said, I don't see anybody better in this town than you guys to run this studio.
And that was the second part. I was in takeover.
But you're underselling it. People are already tuning out. You got to hype them up.
So he calls me like, you guys are the chosen ones. And then the conversation started on, how much was it going to work? We've never bought a business in the past. So for us, was a lot of calls to our coaches, to the people that we trust the most, looking at the financials, see if it makes sense, right? And it looked like it was a decision that we had to make pretty quickly, because we had about a month before he left, and he wanted to make a deal in the next couple of weeks. So there was a lot of pressure around it. And the good news are, you've seen pictures there. It's not Content is Profit. It's Studio Podcast Suites.
That is right. And you are looking at the new owners of Studio Podcast Suites. Let's go.
Studio Clap. Real Studio Clap now. Yeah.
So for a little bit of context, the deal was actually, we closed about 2 weeks ago. So the past 2 weeks, and that's why we haven't really, 2-3 weeks. And that's why we haven't really been, publishing as many podcasts as we used to. We're still trying to be consistent in there, right? Still consistency. But the reason is because we are inside of the studio, operating it right now, learning all the A to Z things that you need to do in here, meeting all the customers as well. And, obviously looking at opportunities. So how can we improve this, and how can we potentially, elevate the level of service that was already done in here.
Yeah.
So we've been busy.
It's been pretty interesting, because every time, we've obviously shared the news with our closest family members. It hasn't been public until the release of this episode today. And it's been pretty funny, because when we show a picture, we share, hey, we bought the studio. I don't know what they think we bought, because they're like, every time we show them the pictures or the video tours, they're like, oh my gosh, this is nice.
This is nice. This is
really
big.
Nice. This is huge. And, there's going to be 2 rooms. We have a 4-person recording studio. We can fit into 5.
4 to 5, yeah.
And then we have this one that we record here is for 2 people or 1 or whatever.
2 to 3.
2 to 3. Mm-hmm. And then we have a little lobby area, and everything looks super cool. So you guys will probably be seeing a lot of content obviously being produced in here. That's part of why we ended up investing in this business, is the asset that the location can provide. And the cool part is that it already is a cash flowing business, which is the first experience that we have buying a business. Amazing customers, incredible. A lot of them actually listen to our podcast already.
Yeah, fun story actually. One of them comes in, she has this amazing energy, right? And she's like, I think I know you guys from somewhere. Right?
Yeah.
And we're like, on our previous live, we coach kids in soccer. we used to go to daycares and coach them. And she's like, that is it. She's like, I was one of the principals at one of those schools where you guys did Happy Feet, and we're the coaches. And we're like, wow, that is mind blowing. Yeah. But after she stopped recording her podcast and she came out and we were having a chat, she's like, but I also know you from somewhere else. Where do I know you from? And then we started looking over Instagram where we were connected. And she's like, I know. I actually follow you guys. And I actually listen to your clips and your content. And we're like, wow,
this is a small world.
This is a universe saying, good choice, good decision on, you know, acquiring the Studio Podcast Suite.
And here's, you know, in a sense, obviously, also, you know, great business and obviously we continue to do what we love, but at the same time, why did we make this decision, right? Like we have on our website, it's like we help companies, you know, create consistently and create revenue from that content that they create consistently, right? So this is another tool. We've been helping a lot of people online with their creation. They have their studios, but there's a lot.
And that's not going to change, just so you know.
That's not going to change, right?
BIZBROS, content momentum, pipeline platform, like all that still remains the same.
This is just a brand new business that we add under the Two Brothers Media umbrella, I guess.
BIZBROS umbrella. As of now you rebuild the name. Somebody's going to take it. Don't take it. Don't take that name. That's ours.
So anyways, and it's just another channel to help people do that, right? There's a lot of companies and there's a lot of people that might feel like there's a lot of friction when producing content because they have to figure out the equipment, they have to figure out, you know, what to say, let alone like where to record, right? And you know, we're obviously big fans of removing that friction and going and executing. And with this studio, that's part of it, right? Is like they come in, is a turnkey operation where they come in, they just do their thing, and then we take care of everything on the tech side, on the recording side, on the production side. So it's been pretty interesting to kind of merge both of those. And if you are in Jacksonville, you can actually go to studiopodcastsuites.com and you can check out the studio. There's a 3D tour in there. If you want to come see us, if you want to take a tour.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest fan of that 3D studio tour in there.
It doesn't do justice, but it's a good introduction.
I mean, it's a good intro, but I was going to say, you can also book a studio tour and you can come and say hi and we can hang out for a little bit, you know, and if you could give me a call in advance, I might be able to pick up some donuts, you know, have them in the lobby for that day, coincidentally.
So, absolutely. So that's what we're doing right now. We've been meeting over the last 3 weeks, obviously, the clients, the business, and it's been like super exciting to see. Obviously, there's big plans also on location because now video is huge. Gary built this studio for audio only. It looks really nice. It's awesome. I love it. But we have to evolve also as well. So there's some plans in the near future to upgrade the physical location and maybe create a different sets so people can do here. Also, if you are all over the place in the United States, in the world, just know that this is your home. If you want to come in and batch and record your episodes with a very high quality, please give us a call, send us a message. We're already having conversations with people that want to do that, and it's super exciting. So if you have any questions on the podcasting, on the studios alone, if you're in Jacksonville, you want to come meet us, you want to come chat podcasting content inside of the studio, in the studio tour, reach out on social media at BIZBROS Go. You can also go book your sessions on studiopodcastsuites.com. And I think it's just really exciting. We worked really, really hard for this, and the lesson here, this opportunity came from the podcast. This opportunity came from a relationship that we built over the platform, right? Pipeline platforms. You hear FONZI say this a lot. You hear me say it a lot. And this platform, which for us is Content is Profit, has provided the best and the biggest opportunities from, yes, of course, getting clients, getting referrals, but also to now being able to buy a business. Cash flowing business that, you know, helps the existing business that we already have.
Yeah, pretty much. You're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with, right? The value of your net worth is pretty much related to the value of your network. And for us was, okay, the question is, how do we increase the value of our network, right? And by doing so, there's going to be opportunities presented to us that then we'll be able to leverage to increase the value of our net worth. And that is exactly what happened, right? We don't know exactly when. We weren't pushing Gary to sell us a studio. That was actually not even a possibility, right? Guess what? Because we showed up consistently, because we built that relationship when we took care of it, when he had the opportunity to sell the studio, we came top of mind. So again, that is the lesson. Be open to opportunities and possibilities. Of course, you still got to be proactive on chasing some of those opportunities. But by having a platform and being the host where you can bring other personalities and build those relationships and increase the value of your network, opportunities are going to present themselves, and then you are going to be able to capitalize like we just did with Studio Podcast Suites, which I'm so pumped up about.
It's so good.
I mean, I've been pulling some late nights in here, but I'm not going to lie. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what's coming. And obviously the merge with Content Momentum, the fact that now we can actually bring people here to the studio eventually for Content is Profit, I think that's going to be amazing. And also or clients, right? Hey, come here for a few days. We're going to record X amount of episodes, X amount of clips. So much value. I'm so pumped up. This is just exciting. Next level.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we want to say thank you to every single one of you listening and watching the videos, because without you, right, like this platform doesn't exist. So communicate with us. Come to our community, Content is Profit on Facebook. I know that there's some people in there waiting to come in. We kind of like put that on hold for the last like 3 weeks. So we're going to let everybody in, share the news as well, and share behind the scenes. We might be doing some Q&As and jumping on in the community. We're going to be very, very active in there. Now that we have this studio, I think we can answer a ton of questions, and it's going to be super exciting next year. So again, thank you so much. We appreciate your patience.
I will say this. I'm going to add this just for context. Obviously, you guys are going to start hearing a little bit more about us talking about Studio Podcast Suites. The plan to grow Studio Podcast Suites, the basis of it is still Pipeline Platform. It's still leveraging the podcast, a new podcast that we're going to create, right, to build relationships that then we can bring into the studio and create awesome content for. So, question is Content is Profit still gonna, be alive? Are we still gonna do Content is Profit?
Absolutely.
Absolutely it is. But we're also gonna have some new podcasts for Studio Podcast Suites.
Yes, it's exciting. Possibilities open up, and we just feel so passionate about this, and we want to see you win. We want to hear about your stories. We want to see, like, what are the wins that you're getting through your content. Come share it out on social media. Tag us at BIZBROS Co. Come to the group, share them with the people, because sometimes we feel like we're in the weeds and we are working so hard, and we don't share those wins, right? Because we move on very quickly. Come share them, because that's going to inspire somebody else, and that's why we're sharing this with you. The launch, I guess, of Studio Podcast Suites.
The relaunch.
Under BIZBROS. And because this is a massive win for us, and we're very proud of the last 3 years, and we're very proud of you listening. We're very proud of you taking action. We've seen the messages come in. Continue to take actions, because good things are going to be coming from that content that you're producing.
Yeah, and I have a little action item before we close down here today. If you are interested in learning about Pipeline Platform, right, how we build this platform that allowed us to increase the value of our network, therefore increasing the value of our net worth and presenting and opening the doors to new opportunities for us. If you want kind of like a little master class on Pipeline Platforms, let us know. Send us a message at BIZBROS Co. Say Pipeline Platform, or say, I want to learn this thing. Just text us whatever. We're always in there checking our messages, and then we'll decide whether we do it as a kind of like a group call, or maybe we'll just stream it live as a podcast for Content is Profit.
Yeah. Guys, again, thank you so much. And with that said, thank you for tuning into the Content is Profit podcast. Go ahead and follow the show in your favorite podcasting platform and on social media at BIZBROS Co.
That is right. If today's episode helped you move one step closer towards your goal, please don't forget to share this episode and leave a 5-star review. Let's go.
Bye, guys. Take care.